Hello, we're here today at LA Fishing Line, so we're going to be talking about fishing line, braided fishing line, how to use it, when to use what kind of braided fishing line, and most importantly, how to throw it in the water and reel back fish. So if you're into that kind of stuff, stick around. We're going to have a whole lot of fun, and there'll only be a couple boring parts.
Hey, and can we talk about leader too?
Yeah, we can hail the leader. Yeah, I'm Tropical Storm Shannon on Instagram.com.
Hey guys, what's up? Right now we're going to talk about how we set up line on our reels. And since everyone does it different, we're going to all three talk about it because you're going to get three different opinions and three different ways we do it. You want to start out, Shannon?
Yeah, this is 3 bids at the time on the water. So me personally, I think braided line is a really good tool. I think there's some other really good tools out there that are fun to explore, but I think the most contention that we have is around braid, right? Very right tool for the right job. So this is 12-pound Iser braid. This is like the lightest braid you can get. It works really, really well for finesse fishing. It's less influenced by the wind. It casts light lures great. On the other end of the spectrum, right? Like I see a lot of people that are kind of going out and trying to put 30 or 40 pound braid on a reel that they're trying to cast with. I don't know, like big reaction baits, like surface irons, swim baits, stuff like that, like 80, 100 pound braid. It casts more like mono than the smaller braid. Inshore bass fishing, depends. If I'm fishing bay bass and I'm fishing little lures, I like 20, 30 pound braid. Once I start getting into like more heavy reaction bait stuff, 50, 65 pound braid, calicos is almost all 65 and 80, but right tool for the right job. Don't go out there and try and cast a big heavy lure a long ways on light braid, and don't have a bad day by putting super heavy braid on everything and expecting that you're not going to break off, because you're still going to break your leader.
Luke? So I'm a little different. 20 pound braids as light as I go. So for my, what's the word I'm looking for? For my flat fall. So for my slow pitch setup, I use 20 pound braid. A lot of times I won't even put a leader on there. I'll go straight braid on that because I'm worried about the leader snapping when that thing hits so hard. That's not for everybody, but that's how I do it on the slow pitch. Most of what I'm doing is going to be something like this. This is a 150. Actually, this is a 200 Tatula. But I go anywhere from my 150 size reels to my 300. It's all the same setup. It's all 40 pound braid to a 40 pound leader. I like to go at least 6 foot on my leader because as it's chafing, I want to be able to cut it and retie it. That way I'm moving up the leader into fresh leader as the night goes on. One of the big things I've noticed, I used to fish 65 pound. I used to even fish 80 pound. I was not casting as far. I feel like I get my furthest cast on 40 pound. I tried 30 for a while. I didn't see a difference between casting the 30 and the 40, but I did break off a lot more often on the 30 than I did on the 40. Shannon's been there a lot when I broke off on the 30. Ruined my nights.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was my intro right there. So we all have very different opinions, but one of the things that I needed to look at, and this happened a lot more recent as an experience, is 2 nights ago I broke off on 3 larger fish on 30 pound braid, and like Shannon was saying, you know, he prefers the correct tool for what we're going for, and I actually am using 30 pound braid for what we're going for is, you know, giant calico, you know, in that 5+ range. And I know that I lost a handful of 5 pound calico because I was on that 30 pound braid level, and I need to increase that. One of the issues that I looked over and kind of didn't pay attention to is that I didn't bring extra mono with me for that braid to mono connection, as well as that abrasion resistance. When we're fishing as close as we do to structure and on top of rocks, reefs, pylons, docks, and all that stuff, that mono connection, that braid to mono right there, that extra added abrasion resistance really helps out a ton when just fishing really anything from in harbor to out of the harbor, inshore, offshore kind of thing. So that's a huge.
Fishing lines. Oh yeah, we're open to that. You know where we're at. All right, we'll see you very soon. Safe travels.
So like Shannon Shannon mentioned earlier, using proper line for the specific fish that you're fishing for. I don't go lower than 12-pound tests when we're fishing inshore, the harbors for spotted bay bass. And then I'm going to be bumping up my braid to probably 60 to 80 for calico, and probably 40 to 50 pound mono on top of that. I don't get to go out enough to mess around with my braid to mono connections, so I really need to step up that and be consistent as well in cutting off any frayed braid, and making sure all the knots are consistent.
Every single time I've had the slightest bit of doubt about my connections while fishing, whether I thought, oh, my leader's afraid that I can get away with it. Oh, I tied a shitty knot, but I'm in a hurry. I literally had the opportunity to catch a big, giant fish, and it's gone south because I knew there was something wrong, and I ignored it. So if you're hearing that voice in your head,
I'm one of the kings of going, I can get one more fish on this knot and on this braid. So I'll go like this, that's one more fish. I'll catch a fish and then I'll forget that I told myself that I have one more fish in this, and then the next fish I'll break off. I'm really good, like, I got two more fish, I got one more fish. I'll catch those fish and then I'll break off. And then it's always the one that's a little bit larger. It's always the PB. It's always the biggest one of the night that you're going to break off on. And there's no need to do that when you can just be a little bit more prepared, be a little bit more calm, a little bit more patient, retie that knot, and then you're just going to be happy for the rest of your life.
I'm also gonna go ahead and say, like Daniel will use mono. I'm a big proponent of, I only use fluoro. I really like Seaguar. I really like Seaguar Gold. And right now I'm a little tight on cash. I'll go ahead and get Daiwa. It's half the price of Seaguar and twice the amount of line. So you're getting it at a quarter of the price. But yeah, I prefer 20. And in the harbors, I no longer go any lighter than 20. Because I've had that accidental striper hit me. I've had that accidental big sandbass hit me and break me off on the 12-pound I was stupid enough to fish on.
Stoked. Thanks. This is 3 bits. Have fun.